There, boy, here we are. David Beckham is coming to FIFA. I know this isn't like some hype announcement today. We've known it for a few weeks, but I thought it would fit into this video. I'm talking about prime icons, the big ones, the best moments. Not quite, that's literally the prime moments that they'll rip us off with in a few months. But the prime versions of cards, I think, could be dropping on the 4th of December. That is in 2 days' time, Friday. David Beckham, this tweet from EA Direct says his base and mid icon items dropped December the 4th. I don't think they'd be showing his prime card and the stats on it if they also weren't dropping the primes. They just haven't yet announced prime icons are coming on the 4th of December. But at the start of the year, they told us prime icons would be coming in early December. They told us icon SBCs would come in late November. We had the icon SBC started. We should be getting 3 or 4, maybe more every Friday. David Beckham's coming in a few days. We know this for sure. And we can see his prime icon. Let's just first talk about David Beckham's cards. His 87 as a centre mid, 78 pace. It isn't slow, isn't fast. All of his cards look like they've got pretty insane passing. 92, 92, and 95. He's obviously going to have crazy crossing and free kicks. If there was one thing Beckham, Golden Balls, was the best at, or one of the best ever at, was crossing and free kicks. Pretty irrelevant on FIFA. Sadly, it's just how the game is. Maybe having crazy crossing stat like he will might make a difference. I don't know. His baby card, though, being a centre mid, I actually think that could be fairly usable. I think it depends on the actual in-game stats, but that one actually has pretty good defending. Depends on the stamina, all this. One of the issues we're going to have with these cards is they have 3-star weak foot, 3-star skills, is what people have been saying. If they're better than that in game, if they were 4-star, 4-star, then Beckham's actually going to be a very well-rounded card. There's not many great right wingers in the game at the moment in terms of value. The icons tend to be okay. The only problem with Beckham is because he's literally so iconic, one of the most popular players to ever play the game. I think he could be vastly overpriced, especially when he's only just been released on the 4th. Hopefully he's going to be a reasonable price, but I don't think he will be. But it's good to finally see Beckham in FIFA. When we get his cards on Friday, I will look at them and review them properly and talk to you what I think about the cards. But it's exciting to get big players like David Beckham in the game. I will try use him definitely at some point this year because I really did like him as a player. Might not be so early on because of what the price will be. Anyway, this is my current team. I'm going to give you some advice with the prime icons, what to expect, what I think you should do, and just a little talk about them in general. Prime icons, a lot of them are not going to feel that much better than the mid icons, but then there are some circumstances when they're going to be much better. If you have a mid icon or a baby icon of a card that you've been waiting for the prime, it is probably going to be worth selling these players now. Prime icons will probably lower the price of baby and mid icons quite a bit because now they're no longer the best version. Someone like Hullet and R9, where their prime is literally just basically a better version of them, and they're already one of the best cards, will probably drastically drop. I had Vieira and R9, and I've sold them both because the primes I knew would be coming out in a couple of weeks. Might even be a week from when I've sold them if it's this Friday. And I didn't want to lose a lot of coins. I just think the market fluctuates quite a lot, and when better versions of cards come out, the other versions tend to drop quite a bit. I'm using Cantona at the moment. I have no idea how good his prime's going to be. We've never had a prime Cantona. It'll probably be a combination of the baby and mid, to be honest, so it'll be pretty insane. So maybe I'll sell him before this week in League, I don't know. One thing that we could get this Friday is we could get some Icon SBCs with primes. I really hope we get that. If we look at the current squad building challenges, we have a mid, a baby, a mid, a baby, and another mid, I think. I think he's another mid icon, yeah. So we have 2 babies and 4 mids. If they release the prime icons this Friday like I'm expecting, I'd be very surprised if there's not at least 1 prime icon SBC. It completely depends on who they want is. If it's Prime Inzaghi, well, yeah, who cares about that? Like, you're just not bored about that. If they start releasing some good prime icons, these are the ones that you might want to start consider because they're going to last a lot longer throughout the year. Let's have a look through some of the icons. Let's get the list of icons up. I'm going to talk you through. We'll go from the bottom end, actually. It's not even going to let me. We're going to have to scroll all the way to the bottom, get through the good ones. And I'll talk you through some prime icons that off the top of my head from previous FIFAs are actually going to be pretty good. Okay, Campbell. Bit too slow, so probably not. Ashley Coles, if he's pretty quick, could be pretty good. Rio's very good. Crespo's is always very underrated, genuinely. Like, Prime Crespo's a very good card on the game. You can't see fully all these. Prime SCN, very good. I think Prime Suka could be a bit of a beast. If he gets near a 90 pace and just a boost on his stats, that would be a great card. Prime Torres, I think, has 94 pace from what I remember seeing in the pictures. That could be an amazing card. And if it's just a bit better at dribbling than some of these and good physicals, Prime Torres is going to be an animal. Prime Vidic, if he has good pace, will be a beast. Prime Blanc, obviously, will be great. Prime Nedved's always pretty good on the game. Prime Balak's just a better version of the 89, and the 89's fantastic, so it'll be amazing. I mean, Prime Vieira, obviously insane. Prime Veron, I can't remember what his pace is, but I think it's decent. I think it's basically an upgrade on the 88. Very good card. It's one of the reasons I don't want to do like these mid-icon SBCs when they come out. Why do mid-Figo, mid-Bergkamp, mid-Veron, when in the next few weeks, their primes are definitely going to be out in the next few weeks. I think they're coming this Friday, boys. I could be wrong. But the mid-icon SBCs, why would you do them when the better version is going to be so soon? Okay, so Raul is one of these icons who, I mean, we'll talk about him more when we get to his 88, but his 92 is basically a very good upgrade on the 88, which is already a good card. So Raul's primes always want to look out for. Lam, I mean, we won't know. Dalglish, every card just gets a bit better. His prime will be fantastic. Carlos Alberto's right back will be insane. Eto's prime, man. His baby in mid. His baby has 94 pace. I think his prime's got 95. His prime's just going to be a combination of the 90 and 87, and they're both fantastic cards, so look forward to that. Socrates, I think, could be pretty good at this game. Schweinsteiger will probably be too slow. Did we skip anyone there? Bergkamp's prime's always good. Del Piero's just a bit slow, I think. Kaká's prime is underrated in terms of EA should have made it a better card, but it's still a decent card on the game. Cannavaro's ain't bad generally. Desai's will be an absolute animal. Butraguenos will be crazy. Xavi, maybe if they give him 4-star weak foot, will be usable, but probably won't. Best, I imagine, will be very good on the game. Maldini will be insane. Cantona, looking forward to see what that one's like. I mean, obviously, then we can get to the top end cards like Pele, R9, Eusebio, and they're all just ridiculously good cards. But the point stands, I wouldn't be doing these icon SBCs unless you were very certain you're going to keep them long term, which I don't think people are, especially when I talk to them and ask them the reasoning. Don't use your untradables in your club for random SBCs as well, that's what I'd say. Like Bruno Fernandes, for me, is going to last another couple of months. But at some point, he will go into an SBC, and he'll. Well, that's one of the good things about the SBCs. Red picks count as team of the weeks in the Icon SBCs. So save your good red picks for Icon SBCs where they can count, because that can save you a lot of coins. All my good untradables are being saved for good SBCs, which at the moment they're just not. Is there any prime icons you guys are really excited for? Please let me know. There's some that I'm really looking forward to. Some of these prime icons. It just adds more players to the game that we can use. Hope this video has been helpful to you boys. David Beckham and hopefully prime icons coming on Friday. Appreciate support as always. Have a good one.